Good afternoon, everybody. I thought that I would just do a quick analysis on the Ethereum charts and the Bitcoin, as we are coming up to a fork later on this month in Ethereum. So I've decided to compare the two just to give us a rough idea of what we could be in store for later on this month. If you look at Ethereum, you have on E1, that is the most recent very low, but that was about the 121 mark. E2 is 134, and then E3 is the potentially very volatile zone. On Bitcoin, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is one of the all-time lows after having such meteoric rises. So B1 is 1878. Then we've got B2, which is 2122, which is one of the lows after such a big gain. And then you've got B4, which is 1819, which was pretty much the lowest it got during all the volatility. So let's see where to go from here. So coming up to this month, I expect Ethereum to rise a little bit more, only a small amount. It probably won't get to the 400 mark. It might just about clip it, but from here on in, I am shorting it. I opened up a couple of shorts throughout today and yesterday, and as soon as we hit any amount of jumps upwards, I did put in a couple of shorts. I do also have one set up at a 377, if I remember correctly, mainly to hedge off some of the risk, because I'm working on reducing my risk score, and hedging it has worked very well so far, and we've managed to add a bit more profit towards the main equity and cashing out some as well. So I'm expecting it to start taking a dip over the next week, or until it hits about the 400. I don't see it continuing on its rise, because it, as soon as you get near that fork, it is going to cost a bit of consumer confidence. As soon as you get any consumer confidence problems in anything, it takes a dip, and especially in cryptocurrency. So I'm expecting it's going to be dropping quite a fair amount. In my personal view, it is not going to get anywhere near the E1 mark, which is 121. I just don't see it getting there. I do see it getting closer to the E2 mark, which is 134. It will most likely balance out at about 200, because there is a major level of support there, and that was tested quite a fair amount for almost a week coming into the end of August. So after the major fluctuations, as soon as Bitcoin started to look a little bit more stable, because bear in mind, Bitcoin, when they were doing their fork, it was a major thing because nobody knew where it was going to go. So it really shook all the cryptos down from the 1st of July all the way through until middle of August. Bitcoin did last that bit longer in its downward decline, but I'm expecting Ethereum 200 mark. So I'll probably cash out a couple of my shorts at that point, or near about the 225 mark, because there's also a weaker resistance at that point as well. By all means, I have not done this to petrify any of you. It is just my personal view that Ethereum cannot continue going upwards, especially seeing as the deadline for its fork is coming up, rapidly approaching by the end of this month. And I'm just sharing my thoughts, and that is all. If anybody wants to have a look at the actual exact trades which have been running, those of you who are still lucky enough to keep open that copy can have intricate details of all the profits and losses and the percentage of rises and gains. Anyone that isn't is going to have to do it the old-fashioned hard way. You can go onto my profile, then change the news feed instead of it top, go for trades. it will give you a breakdown of every order that I've put in place so far, every short, every long, and everything in between. I'm really focusing on Ethereum for the time being to hammer it down a little bit and also to mitigate some risk. I'll be doing an article probably later on this week concerning risk and how I'm currently employing a hedging strategy to reduce our exposure and to also reduce our risk, to keep that risk going downward. It's working very well so far. I've managed to get it down to 5 on average for this past week, and I'm looking at even dragging that down a little bit further coming to the end of this week, as it came up on the 7-day risk score of 5. Not yesterday, on Sunday. So hopefully by next Sunday we will have been able to get that, possibly, if we're very lucky, maybe down to 4. It all depends on what Ethereum does and how much I actually add to short to use up some of our spare equity and available funds. I hope that you've all enjoyed this. If you would like to be added to the the waiting list of people who want to copy me as soon as I'm copyable, let me know and I'll add you into it. And then you'll just get a message on your wall where I'll mention you in a post saying that, yeah, I'm copyable again. And by all means, if anybody has any comments or questions, just let me know.